Good evening, Brian.
Oh, well, good evening, good sir.
I just want to say,
Oh, God.
I love a lot of your thumbnails. You are a masterclass in thumbnail design.
Oh,
But
I don't
this
like where
one
this is going.
definitely takes the cake. This is your greatest thumbnail yet, and I love it.
Yeah, to make you fit on in the thumbnail and not have your eyes and nose get cut off by the words, I had to shrink the image down a little bit, but then there was no top to your head, so I had to. If you look really closely, you can see that I painted on a black beanie.
Did you really?
I did my best, and that my best was not
Oh,
all
man.
that good.
All You Are is History has a good point. He says, we need more clickbaity thumbnails. AJ needs to look shocked with his hands on his head as he looks over at Synth writers. He's right, man. What are we doing? We're just letting all those clicks get away. Shame on us.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. We need way more like this. It's an excellent point. Yeah, I agree with him wholeheartedly. As long as you're the one who has their face plastered all over the thumbnails, I don't want my face anywhere near this. Dude, can we start the show?
Let's do this thing.
Let's do it. This one's for you, Josh. This is PSVR Gamescast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday. I have no idea which one today is, and Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole, and this guy over here can't do it without him. My partner in crime, AJ from PSVR Underground. That's not how I say that. The Underground. PSVR Underground. Yes.
What's the inspiration behind that, by the way? The underground, PSVR, underground, because I've never said that. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Just wanted to make it metal, I guess. Like,
Oh, it's pretty metal. No, I'm cool with it, man.
I've been doing
And
it
by
for
the
like
way,
a year, man. You can't ask me what were you thinking a year ago the first time.
It seemed like an opportune time to ask.
Bro, if the first time I ever did it was Monday and you asked me today, I'd be like, I don't remember, man. You're like, remember January 7th of 2019? No.
Well, by the way, Brian, happy Wednesday to you, sir. What is up, dude? Good to see you, homie. Good to see you, cats, in the chat. Stingray X says Batman. I like it. Happy hump day, guys.
Chairface says, is that Bam Margera in the thumbnail?
I did used to get a lot of Bam Margera when I was younger, and I was rocking the goatee.
Right on.
Could be worse. As long as it's not old Bam Margera, we're all good here.
Who's to say? Who's to say? Chairface, we demand a clarification. All right, man. A little bit of housekeeping here. Guys, make sure that if you like this channel, click the like button, man, first and foremost. But then also head over to patreon.com/withoutparolegames. It's awesome that you guys contribute during the show. Donate like Emily Baxter just did. Emily Baxter, hashtag the game kit with the $2 tip says, be careful, the cartoony game witch is watching. We're very happy that you're here, Emily.
I'm scared.
But this channel really is supported on Patreon, and so if you don't want to see a dip in content or a dip in quality or just me being a dip, maybe they want that. Patreon.com.
Is that right, Brian?
It is, dude. And of course, the goal, of course, is to get AJ hired long before PSVR2 gets here. So that is check out the Patreon goals over there. Check out the tiers. You can donate as much as you want. Just click the tier that you want to be part of. Thank you very much for all your support, guys.
Yeah,
we really appreciate it.
Let's get some tips videos and these dreams lists more polished and better on Without Parole. Let's do this.
I mean, just by nature, and of course, I'll do the thumbnails just to take care of that. Woo! You guys, also make sure you join our Discord. The link for that's in the description below. That's where we do game giveaways. We're currently going to give away we got 3 copies of Song in the Smoke to give away this weekend, and that's where all the giveaways happen. That's also where multiplayer meetups happen. Thank you, Professor Lilith, for organizing those. We got questions of the day happening by our former Donnie over there, and then of course, all the PSVR news and release schedules and everything else you need for PSVR, and crazy conversations like this, 24/7. All right, man. AJ, I think we better move along because we got a action-packed show for everybody today, don't we?
Yeah, man. Ready to jump out some windows and walk away from some explosions. We're going to be talking a little bit about PSVR 2, which, it is the season, Brian. Tis the season to start talking and predicting all these magical things that are just right around the corner. But first, we're going to take a step back and look at October of 2021 and look at the top 10 downloaded games. And you're just going to throw it up on the screen here so we can all have a nice look and see it.
Yeah, you might want to do this if you want to still be on the screen, because it's taking up most of our screen here.
Oh, okay.
The other way.
Like
the
one
other
of
way.
these, like other way?
Yeah, there.
Okay.
Almost. There you are.
Okay.
Hey,
okay, we can do this. Yeah.
By the way, if you're listening to the audio podcast, you're missing out on all these visual hijinks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, man. So top 10 looks almost about the same. What sticks out to you with this top 10, Brian?
I don't know. I didn't look at it till just now. Oh, dude, I'm so happy that maybe all of our love for Paranormal Activity, The Lost Soul, finally paid off. This is fantastic. So I've been raving about this game since day one, right? I've been talking about how great Paranormal Activity is. I think the control scheme sucks. I've been saying that since day one. But man, this is one of the best horror games on PlayStation VR. It was just a little bit expensive. It launched at $40. Eventually got a price drop to $30. But it's been on sale frequently for $6. Isn't this adorable? $6.
I feel so put in the corner.
Right, but so it actually cracked the top 10 for the first time in probably 3 years since it came out. So that's what stands out to me, man. Most of these others are just old hat.
Yeah. Well, so it's nice to see that Batman is a top 3 downloaded game, and I think similar to Paranormal Activity. It's because they made it dirt cheap. They made it for like $5 last month. Brian, the disappointing news about this top 10. Are you ready? There was a huge Halloween sale last month, and Paranormal Activity, maybe Arizona Sunshine, are the only games that are like true horror games. Well, I guess Paranormal Activity is the only true horror game, primarily, that is on the list, man. Sorry to break the news to you. I was waiting for this, though. See your reaction to that. Does it make you sad?
I mean, no, because you know what the great thing is. I've already played all the good games, so it doesn't affect me whatsoever. It's only other people who are missing out on all the great titles. And again, when people are like, when people get mad, we rate one game over another, or that we don't like a game that they like, or that we like a game that they hate. It's like, it doesn't matter, man. It's like, I get to play the game. I had fun, and sorry if we disagree. So dude, Paranormal Activity, $6. I think it might still be on sale, but double check that one for me. I mean,
it's like always on sale.
Not you, somebody else. I know, $6.
Closing.
Great deal.
Yeah. Closing thoughts. I love seeing Swordsman on here. I love seeing Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, and I'm actually pretty happy to see Batman. That's cool. It's a great experience.
How many people?
Hope we get a Batman 2.
How many people do you think are pissed off because they just bought Saints and Sinners and now it's free?
Yeah, that was not expected. I was thinking like Iron Man, Blood and Truth were going to be like obvious. Great surprise though. And yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
More. Give me more.
More. Want to give a couple shout outs here to people who are tipping in the chat. We got the Wolf Craze with $5 tip. Says, sorry, can't donate much today, but good to be here and excited to hear about today's topics. Well,
that's all you got to do, homie.
I'm right there with you until you hear today's topics, and you're going to be like, oh, man, maybe I could have skipped this one. We also got Emily Baxter, hashtag the Game Kitten, with the $2 tip. Says, PSVR2, shown in December, release late March. Wow. That is that is some Brian Paul predictions of like 3 months ago. Like that was where I was at maybe 3 months ago. I've since changed my perspective on that a little bit. But we also got Looper the Gamecat with the €2. Says Batman has a horror chapter in the ending. Also very true. Can't forget that. Although I don't think anyone's buying that because they were like, we need a good horror game for October. Also, Uncertainty Principled Pavlov Ignoring Science Cat, $5 tip, says Gamecats Unite. We are stronger together. Don't believe me? Try waking up to 1,000 cats staring at you. Shiz is crazy.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Well, that is it for the top 10 downloads. I'm looking forward to PSVR 2, where maybe this is like a shakeup. It won't be the same game every single month.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I expect some of these new releases. I really feel like if it was earlier in the console cycle, in the headset cycle, you'd see stuff like Arashi, Song in the Smoke. You'd see
Even
those
Fracked, right?
hitting top 10. Yeah, Frack. You'd see a lot of those, and I think it's just we're winding down this chapter of PSVR, so and
Totally.
getting ready for the next one. So that's kind of just why those games aren't doing much right now. So looking forward to that. But the next hand, Old Darth is asking us if we have any after the fall news. Not right now, but let me tell you, Baby Hands finally got a release date, Old Darth. Even better news. This was my biggest disappointment of 2020, according to That Guy As Will's VR's video. I was so disappointed we didn't get this released, Brian.
Well, be disappointed no longer, man. This is
I'm not.
because what they Chicken Waffle, developer Chicken Waffle, who again, this is another developer. I feel like we have a similar conversation like this on every single episode. Developers who just have a bad track record getting their games to PSVR, things that have been announced and then just go completely off the radar. Everything these guys have announced just MIA. And so to finally be like, oh, the one of all your games that we wanted, this is the one. It's finally going to release it. It's coming November 24th, also American Thanksgiving, in case you were unaware. And we're expecting it to be about $20, just like the Steam version. Unless they're like, hey, man, let's make it super cheap, $10-15, just to generate sales. I could see that being a thing. I think $20 is a death sentence for this game, to be honest, no matter how fun it is, no matter how goofy it is. If they release this for like $10, I bet they'll just sell it to a ton of people who are curious.
This looks like it'll be a blast to stream.
Yeah.
Not necessarily means it's going to be good, but it seems like it'd be a fun time to stream this game and show it off and just be like, what the hell is going on? We kind of shit all over this game when it was first announced, and then we saw a second trailer for it with all these like references to stuff, and we were like, hey, this might actually have some fun times in it. So yeah, November 24th. Happy Thanksgiving.
Don't lump me in with your overarching negativity.
From Chicken Waffle.
I generally don't shit all over games that I haven't played. That's your job, my friend. I probably shit all over this. Yeah. But again, I said in my breaking news report that the Steam reviews are fairly decent, and I scrolled through them and looked, and everybody basically said the same thing, that there's not a ton of content. It's over pretty short. It's over pretty quickly. In that and that there's not a lot to do, but it's fun to just crawl around and explore and try out everything. Most people could refer to it as a sandbox, and so I don't know, man. We'll see what happens when we get it. Be interesting. Locomotion system seems fun. We got Slyward 251 and Gamecat with 5 quid. Says Baby Hands on the way. Awesome. More excited for Windlands 2, but hey, PSVR games is good. By the way, remember, it's No Nut November, not Go Nut November.
Oh.
I've
Too late.
I know on all counts. Sorry. Listen, the best I can do is not shave. AJ, the question I have for you to round out this conversation about our most anticipated PSVR game of the year is this is sort of a surprise, right? The Chicken Waffle sort of came out of nowhere, even though they'd sort of, anytime they were asked about it, they were like, yeah, it's still coming, but then just pretty quiet. Even on our April's PSVR AF event, they were like, hey, it's still coming, but again, no release date. They came out of nowhere and said, here's a release date. What other PSVR games do you have hope for that we'll see a similar announcement for soon? Like, that'll just be like, hey, remember this game? You forgot about it? Here's a release date.
Oh my God. I mean, how am I supposed to remember that if it's specifically targeting games that we forgot about?
Right.
Well, actually, no. I mean, Slyward has a good point. Windlands 2 was supposed to be a summer game. Then it was supposed to be, I think, like an end of the summer game. And yeah, Windlands 2 is definitely the answer to that off the top of my head, with a little help from Slyward there. Those bastards convinced me that game was actually coming out after, for 3 years, I said Windlands 2 is never coming to PSVR 1. And then Perp Games had the physical looking version of it, and I was like, oh. Yeah, definitely Windlands 2. I still don't believe it's coming out this year.
Really? That's interesting.
I mean, I'd like it to, but I don't know. It all seems like smoke and mirrors stuff going on.
I think I honestly have to say that I think After the Fall and Windlands 2 are the sort of the two saving graces of the next couple months. Like they're the games that that seem like they have a lot of depth to them, that you can jump in and play for hours. Games that you can play by yourself or with other people. And I think Windlands, like grappling around, swinging around that environment and shooting bows and arrows at bosses with your friends. I just think that this and After the Fall are two games that are just going to like really, if anybody fell out of love with VR recently, I feel like these are games that'll bring you right back. Be like, oh yeah, remember how much fun it is to just do crazy shit and play with your friends? These games will help that.
Bambino Ramos has a good point of hoping for Zenith as well. That one you kind of foliated your fathered me on.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that
game
it
wasn't coming out this year.
No, and
the good thing is though, it's entered. They've got that refunding and stuff. So even if it doesn't come to PSVR 1 or if it comes to PSVR 2, it's going to be probably a lot better than what we would have gotten early on.
Absolutely. I just think when I got in on the beta over on Quest of Zenith. And it was just so early. It was so early. They had some fundamental mechanics down, but overall they just had a ton of work to do. And you could just tell how early it was. And you're like, damn, it's like this doesn't look anything like the trailer right now. Like they have a ton of work to do. And I think they're going to get there. I just think they're going to get there like next year at this time. So who knows, man? Maybe a PSVR 2 launch title or a late PS or somewhere after the launch lineup. I'm going to go with Folia Dear Father, man. because I don't lose faith even when I should. Folia Dear Father looks, it's like basically
I am losing
faith
as we speak.
I mean, you lost faith like a year ago, maybe longer. But Folia Dear Father is a horror game that looked, very walking simulator like, very Paranormal Activity like, and we saw the developer basically saying, with a PSVR headset on, saying, "Yeah, we're doing it, man, we're doing it," and it seemed like it was still happening, and then he just stopped responding to all emails. So who knows?
How disappointed would you be if that game actually, by some miracle, actually came out and it's just garbage? Would you be like really pissed off, or would you be like, well, kind of expected that, but at least I got to play another horror game?
I mean, I would 100%. I would 100% expect that it's not going to be great. It's made by two people, and so I in the environments on PC look so detailed and so well done that I can't imagine it's going to look great on PSVR without a bigger dev team, or maybe a more experienced dev team. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm at this point I would rather have it come out and be blurry and just so we can put it to rest and be done with it. Bogey Cat Productions with the 2 quid says Farpoint for life. Still hopeful for a sequel.
Yes, I sure hope so.
Yeah,
I'm not getting my hopes up for that though. Kevin also says a grow home /up VR game would be cool. Go play Windlands. It's a lot like that. It's basically grow home in VR. And I see a lot of cats talking about Humanity. Looking forward to that. That game, they did announce it got delayed a long time ago, and it's been generally silent. The only thing we heard about it was that some PS blog that was like, it's just mentioning in passing that we still have upcoming games. Like it was like a couple, it said like maybe Sniper Elite, and like it mentioned Humanity along the lines there. So, there's a couple games that are lingering, and we'll see. It would be great to get some random surprises. If you recall, we had Borderlands 2 VR drop in November of 2018 out of absolutely nowhere, and that was a great surprise. So it would be awesome to have a high-profile stealth release. But again, we're more expecting some PSVR 2 focus from here on out.
Yeah, I do like the mentions of Starchild in the chat.
Yes.
It seems so unlikely at this point that Playful would just continue to. Jesus, I muted my microphone because there were sirens, and then like they just came back with a vengeance. Holy shit! All right, highly unlikely. Otherwise, Playful would have definitely told us, "Hey, don't worry, it's still coming." Instead, they've just pretended like that game never existed, which I think is kind of bullshit. It's like, at least be grow up and tell your consumers, tell the people looking forward to your game that it no longer exists. However, the fact that they haven't said that maybe means PSVR 2 or something along those lines. Who knows?
Cool.
All right, man. Well, another game that we've been looking forward to for a long time that sort of fell off the radar comes to us from Reggie Strange over at Strange Game Studios. And that game is RC Airplane Challenge, a game that you are intimately familiar with.
Yeah.
So
I
into
played
it.
the game really, really early on, like really early when it was very, very basic. And it's RC airplane controlling. It's got like all these different types of planes to choose from. There's different courses, and you fly through rings. But it looks like it has come a long way since I played what was probably just like the prototype a couple years ago. Um, and then yeah, looking forward to this one, man. Always good to have Reg releasing games.
Nice. Well, Reg sent a message over right before the show and said, "Hey, Cats, I want to give you a quick update on all things RC Airplane Challenge. The game has passed QA on all targeted release platforms and could be literally released at any time. Although the game is finished, in fact, all of the single-player game modes are completely playable and multiplayer is working. There's a lot to do on things we want to improve before release. We're doing an open beta on Steam in the next week, and PC players can sign up now for that over on the Steam store page. We've seen too many times where a game can be pushed out too early. We really don't want to do that with RCAC, since most of the work we're doing code-wise for RCAC will be used in other games. Our other projects are not really being delayed. We just did our scheduling earlier today, and we have 4 games slated for 2022, not including Steampunk.
Or
Not
four,
not
not including
including
Steampunk.
Honor and Duty Steampunk, which has
Wow.
no target date currently. It remains to be seen how many will make it, but that's how many we have in the immediate pipeline. For RC Airplane Challenge, we're mainly working on visual tweaks for all platforms, adding some gameplay elements to improve the single player modes, such as AJ's double pop. Can we get a preview of what double pop sounds like?
I don't know I don't remember which one he went with. Yeah, I contributed a couple voiceovers in this game. And yeah, looking forward to playing it.
And adding
I
some.
think it's
Sorry.
he wanted to go like very Halo kill streak where it's like double pop, like one of those.
Nice.
There's just a taste. So there's a funny one at the end though.
And adding some multiplayer elements in to hopefully increase the multiplayer appeal. We basically didn't want to release the game with a list of things that will be patched in soon. Take care, Reginald J. Strange. He just said Reg, but I'm assuming his full name is Reginald J. Strange.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for the update, Reg. We appreciate that so much. Can't wait for this game. I think 16v16. I want to fly cockpit view, like flying around and shooting other cats down.
Yeah, I like to see these first-person views now. That's great. I'm loving the first-person views.
Yeah.
Ooh, flying that Red Baron plane. Oh, that looks so dope.
Yeah, like my question is,
yes.
I mean, I really highly doubt that like 99% of the people who play this game will want to stand on the ground with a remote control and fly around and just see the plane up there and attempt to shoot down other players in this weird third-person mode. I think most, like especially hardcore VR gamers that want to experience the adrenaline will be there right in the cockpit, and be like, so I hope he really, really focuses on making that good. He says he's in the chat right now. He says cockpit view requires strong VR legs. Totally understandable.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Luckily, we got the strongest around, baby.
That's right. Hey, AJ, shockingly, the next news story has even more AJ in the headline.
You should have copied and pasted my picture several times on this.
Let's talk about Synth Riders, man, and your contribution to that game.
Yeah, man, I'm doing lots of things behind the scenes. I love VR gaming goodness, and this is like a dream come true to be able to do all these things with these devs. And yeah, I'm great friends with Synth Riders. I've interviewed them. I've talked to them all the time, and they're wonderful, wonderful people. And they asked me if I wanted to be a part of their creator challenge, where I get to pick 3 challenges, and you can go into the game and you'll see it like right next to the main or when you're in like the solo mode, you'll see like the challenge place, and it's got my challenges in there. And I got to tell you, they didn't like my first ones. The first ones, there's kind of a funny story behind it. I submitted the first challenges and they're like, dude, these are way too hard. Like, people have to be able to complete these. And I was like, I completed them before trying them. I mean, they were really difficult though. I was getting messed up, but yeah, man. So you can also you can win some shit with it. There's you can win some T-shirts, and you can win some if you're playing on Quest. I've been told by several cats that all the accessories. I didn't know about the accessory stuff beforehand. But you know, I was like, hey, it's cool, it's whatever. Yeah, and there's like a bunch of Oculus Quest accessories vouchers that you can win as well. So good luck. You're gonna need it.
You're secretly a Quest ambassador, aren't you? I know you are, man. I know you are. I know you're not allowed to say it. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome news, man. I just love having an excuse to put your face in the thumbnail. But
No, you don't.
of course I do,
Get outta
because
here.
I'm not going to put
Get
my
outta
face in the
here.
thumbnail.
You're such a liar.
That's the one thing everybody knows about me. What a liar.
Yeah, but can you guess what genre of music I chose for my challenges, Brian?
I mean, it's either Muse or Synthwave.
Swing, man. Of course I chose the swing sax. No, I chose the metal, baby. Actually, yeah, some of the synthwave too. You are right about that. It is Essinger's Empire of Steel with this new spiral mode that you're like surfing down and it's like all polybiusy. There is Dust to Dust, which is heavy. Oh, it's so good. It's so heavy. And it's a Circle of Dust is the name of the song. That's hard mode with spin mode enabled with 90 degrees spin and wild, where it just kind of is all over the place. And then finally, Cell Dwellers Into the Void on Master with sudden death. So if you miss a note, you lose. I love it, man. I told them I wanted challenges of like stuff that I wanted to do. I was like, can I make it like, you know, how hard can I make it here? And they were like, tone it down a little bit. I was like, all right.
Rody the Gamecat in the chat says, LOL, PSVR Underground compared to you. Most people are novices at gaming. I think we can probably say the same thing about pinball, but right back at you, Rody.
Yeah, right. Pinball wizard.
MRI says, damn it, we lost AJ to the metaverse. Oh, it was only a matter of time. All right, man. Well, that's awesome news. Is there a deadline on this? Like, do you have to like beat the challenges by a certain point to be eligible, or is it the first to win these challenges? What's the deal?
All you have to do is just complete the challenges, all three of them, and you get entered. It doesn't matter what, you don't have to place first or anything. You just have to beat the challenges, and then you're automatically entered. And that's it. So pretty easy to do. Well, sort of. Pretty easy to enter or to have a chance, I should say.
Nice. All right, man. Well, congrats. That's it's very cool news, and I think it's time that we get on to the topic of the day, man. If you saw the thumbnail and you were able to tune out AJ's head, then maybe you saw that we're wondering if PSVR2 could be shown at the Game Awards. Let's start with that. Man. There's so many different ways we can handle this conversation, but let's start with a really, really simple question. Do we think that PSVR 2 will be shown at the Game Awards this year?
So this is the interesting thing, is that there was a strong rumor that we have been following about a December showcase for the PSVR 2. And initial thought is that Sony would just do their own thing and do a typical thing. But this is a new regime. This is a regime that they're a little bit more unpredictable because they've gone and kind of, they've done a whole bunch of stuff that has surprised us. So what I do know is that I think in 2019 Game Awards, they showed the Xbox, what it looked like at the Game Awards. So it would be very interesting if they actually show what the headset looks like at the very least at the Game Awards.
I'm gonna make a poll because I do want to. I saw somebody in chat. I think it was Johnny No Pockets said should we poll the chat. So
this also
let's see
raises the question, Brian, of would that be the right thing to do, and what does Sony need to do to have the best, most successful PSVR 2 launch? Well, because we know we're pretty confident we're gonna see it soon, but we don't know when and where.
I mean, see, the thing is, the question is vague, right? Will we see PSVR 2 at the Game Awards this year? My answer is yes, because I don't think that they're going to, like, because that won't be the only thing. That's not going to be in place of their own event. Like Sony really loves controlling the messaging on certain things. So I think that one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to reveal the PSVR2 at the Game Awards, maybe with a sizzle reel, and just go and like maybe like glimpses of games that you've seen or familiar with, and maybe really really short clips of launch titles. But like, I mean, we're talking like a 45-second like just blow you out of the fucking water sizzle reel, and maybe a reveal of the headset, and then say, if you want more information, make sure you tune into PlayStation Experience on the PlayStation YouTube channel next week. Or they could reveal prior to the Game Awards. They could reveal the first week of December, and then say, if you want to see more games, more PSVR2 games, and more information, or the release date or the price, they could just kind of bounce these off of each other, like generate excitement with one that bleeds over into the other one.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like I would love a traditional big like Sony event, Sony showcase, where we see the headset, we see the games. That's a huge part. That's the two main things we want to see. But if we were to get a traditional Sony showcase, I would expect to see stuff like, maybe they wouldn't show the UI and whatnot. I mean, I would like for them to, though. That's what I would want to see. I would want to see everything about it. I want to know every last screw that's in that headset. And yeah, I want to see the UI. I want to see the features, the services, the themes if they're back, the games, the things that make the headset itself unique. And all these things would just be super cool. But it seems kind of weird to fit all of that and put that into the Game Awards. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Seems like if they were to do something in the Game Awards, it would be like showing the headset and then like some games at most. I don't think they'd go into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, what I like in my head, obviously, I've said it 1,000 times and I'll say it 1,001. I really expect that at whatever PlayStation does next, whatever their next thing is, whether it be the PlayStation Experience or something else, what they're going to do is show off a bunch of games, and then at the end saying all these are going to be playable with PSVR 2. This is the thing I've been dreaming of for PlayStation VR 1 for 5 years, and they never did it for obvious reasons, because that was just fucking a real difficult task. But things have changed, right? Like rendering processes have changed, and things have changed on the software side and the hardware side, and we know that the PlayStation 5 is powerful as fuck, and there are things in the PlayStation 5 that make it really special as far as VR is concerned that like Sony hasn't really talked about yet. And so we know all of these things. Well, we are telling you that we know all of these things, and so it's sort of the deal where I think eventually PlayStation's going to get to a point where they can show a trailer for an upcoming game, and at the bottom of the screen, and it doesn't have to be Sony, right? It could be any third party. Yep. Any third party that says, here's our game and blah, 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 and show it off and whatever. And then at the end, you see the logos across the bottom of the screen. It's like PS4, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PS5 VR, right?
Yes.
It's like that logo is just going to start showing up in all sorts of unexpected places. So I think it would be really cool, instead of revealing the headset at the Game Awards, just show off a bunch of fucking cool games, and at the end of those trailers, just say PlayStation 5 VR, right? Just like shh, quiet, right? And everyone's like, did that just say PS5 VR? Which, by the way, I'm totally going to bat. That's what I think this thing's going to be called.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Otherwise, it's a marketing nightmare. Right? Everyone's like, "Well, can I use this on my PlayStation 4? Can I use the camera? Can I use the Move controllers? Is it cross compatible? Blah blah blah. Whatever." It's like, no, man. PS5 VR says everything you need to do and clarifies all of your marketing in a brand name. Like PlayStation VR 1 was called Project Morpheus, which was a way cooler name than PlayStation VR. When they changed the name or announced the name would be PlayStation VR, I was like, wow, that's about as generic as you can get. But at the same time,
it eliminates all that confusion.
At the same time, it eliminates all that confusion. And so I'm surprised they didn't call it PlayStation 4 VR back then, right? Because it's so generic. PlayStation VR. But
it's easy. Listen, man, having a fancy smancy name has proven Vita that it doesn't just magically fix everything. It's more about what it is. I'm
I'm in
okay with
support of it.
PlayStation
Trust
5.
me, I'm in support of it. Like
Yeah,
just for clarification's sake, right? Just to make things easier on them and to eliminate the thousands of comments that you and I would get says, "Can I play this on my PlayStation 4?" Because
we're still gonna get those.
I get those already, right? Can I play PSVR2 on my PlayStation 4? I was like, no. That's like the very first thing Sony ever said about it.
X-Pacer says PSV VR. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I think I would be totally fine with PS5 VR because it's easy to understand.
Yeah.
You say, which VR headset do I need? The PS5 VR. Oh, like it's attached to the console,
Right.
So it does make sense. But yeah, I think PSVR 2 works as well. But yeah, it's exciting though, man, because like you said, this is the thing that's killing me is that once we get, all we need is the official announcement, the official release date, or not really release date, but the official announcement, and like the floodgates are open, and then people can start saying, Callisto Protocol, surprise, it has VR, surprise, Tokyo, Ghostwire Tokyo. These are just two games I'm just hoping get VR support. That it has all these games, kind of the dream of what we had this gen, but the tech wasn't ready yet. Now it is going to be ready. So anything is on the table. The possibilities of what could be a VR game are almost endless.
I agree. I think anything that makes even remote sense to be in VR, even third-person games. I don't know if developers are going to go the extra mile to include a first-person mode in their games and make sure that the orbs control each hand. It's a lot of that's a lot of extra work. But we've proven over and over and over again. And last night we were watching you play some Dreams games. We've proven over and over again that third-person games work great in VR. And so, so if that's the quick fix for that, just like flip the switch and like now you're just in third person VR, fine, right? I think that the possibilities are limitless, and I do think that even a lot of 2D games could see some really, really cool benefits. We were talking to Jay Meow about this, really cool benefits from playing in VR mode. And, like 2D games could certainly be played in almost cinema mode with a 3D effect. There's just the possibilities.
Yeah, I've tried some of this. Are we gonna have this conversation now? because yeah, I did actually play Spyro on the cinema screen in Dreams, and it had that 3D effect, and it was really cool. But I don't think just slapping stuff in VR, it's the problem when you do just that, the bare bones VR implementation, is that's when it becomes like a novelty that wears off. But as you'll see with some other games, actually one that I'm going to be featuring very soon, and a game that sparked this whole conversation that Jay Meow thought of, was that, yeah, I think if games like, there is a way to make like 2.5D games or VR modes that aren't necessarily first person. There is a way to make that exciting and fun and appealing, and not just something that wears out its welcome instantly. When I was playing that Spyro Cinema thing, I was like, you know what? I never thought I would agree with this, but I never did. I swear to God, I never thought I would say this. But like, if Spyro was actually just in VR and I'm following him around, like, and the world is like beautiful and I'm doing all these Spyro things, I was like, okay, I could see this actually being something really special. So that sometimes you just need an example. You need something that is well designed and a good fit for it. But yeah, I was actually very surprised, and I was like, yeah, I'd play the shit out of a third-person Spyro in VR, and I think that would automatically apply to like Crash Bandicoots and some other ones. It's not what I think is going to push VR forward, but I think it is actually way better. I think I underestimated how cool that can potentially be.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, games that are flat screen third person. I mean, I like Jack and Daxter games. I love Jack and Daxter, but if a new Jack and Daxter game came out, I'd be like, man, I'm good. I'm like, I don't need to play that. But if it was like, oh, you can play this in VR third person, I'd be like, all right, I'll play that. Let's pause for a second and take care of some tips. We got Darth Vader, the Gamecat, right with the $10 tip. Says, hello, my friends. Just wanted to pop in and show some love. I hope everyone is doing well. Brian and AJ, keep up the amazing work. PSVR 2 reveal draws ever nearer. It'll be a banger.
Yes, it does.
Hell yeah.
Yes, it does, Lord Vader.
It's not drawing ever further. Uncertainty principled Pavlov ignoring science cat. Always testing my vernacular with that. Does the Game Awards garner a large audience? Good question.
Yes.
It's a. Go ahead.
Well, I'll let you say the rest, but I think especially the Game Awards it has kind of become the new spotlight of the E3.
Yeah.
What E3 used to be is not really as special as it used to be. And I think the Game Awards has kind of taken that from E3. And Brian, you actually know a little bit more on like the numbers wise how popular it is.
Yeah, I mean, we looked up just to see if it was worth Sony's while to do anything with the Game Awards. And the Game Awards has way fewer views every year and way fewer subscribers than Sony's own PlayStation YouTube channel. PlayStation is one of the highest subscribed YouTube channels out there. Like I think they're in the top 5 or top 10, which is insane because that's just a ridiculous number of subscribers. So doing stuff on their own channel is probably the most beneficial thing that Sony can do. But there's an element of getting out there in front of Xbox gamers. There's an element of getting out there in front of Switch gamers or Quest users or people who are mildly interested in VR but don't have any interest in like watching a Sony showcase that watch the Game Awards. Because the Game Awards, like you said, AJ, is really, it's not about Game Awards. The reason to watch the Game Awards has nothing to do with the awards. In fact, the awards are the most fucking boring part of that show. Like I wish they ditched the awards from the award ceremonies because we're all watching that for the reveals because that's what E3 was all about, and we don't have a place for that anymore. I totally think that even though the subscriber count and the view count is way lower over on the Game Awards, it brings in an audience that Sony just doesn't have access to. A lot of people are just not going to watch a Sony event, even if it's called the PlayStation Experience. It doesn't say anything about PSVR 2. And I think, again, I do think that that's why Sony will not brand whatever event in December as the PSVR 2 event. I think they will tell people, if you're interested in PSVR 2, fucking tune in. But I don't think they're going to call it like the PSVR 2 reveal or the PSVR 2 event. I think they're going to call it PlayStation Experience for the hardcore PlayStation fans. Like, this is something that you're going to want to see. We got
I'd be very surprised. Yeah.
Luber the Gamecat with €5 said, third-person games like Astrobot and Moss work great in VR, but are there any successful examples with over-the-shoulder camera? The only one I can think of off the top of my head is like Hellblade's Senua's Sacrifice, which isn't PSVR, but definitely a great example of
that's good.
What works. So yes.
Yeah, again, you have to tweak it some, or there has to be some kind of appeal. You can't just take any game. Astrobot worked because it evolved platforming into a 3D space and was visually stunning. Same with Moss, was visually stunning, super charming, amazing. But then you take like Along Together and it's like, why am I playing this? Like it's basic, it's not fun, there's no reason it needs so boo, it's not gonna just automatically
for bad takes. Boo. Along Together was fun.
Dude, the best thing about Along Together is the fucking Game Boy game that you can play in that game.
Game Boy
that
game
is better than the
was that Flappy
better
Bird?
Than the yeah, it's like that fall up or fall down kind of game. Yeah,
or yeah, there was a bunch of different ones, right? You could collect different Game Boy games throughout the game.
Was there?
Yeah, I think that
oh
was
man,
is that not
damn?
The
Don't
case?
give me a reason to play that. Don't give me a reason to go back.
Maybe I'm confusing it with a different game. Don't. Yeah. Let's
yeah. You're thinking of something else, I think. But but yeah, again about these like VR modes, there has to be like visually, they have to be at least visually appealing stuff. You go. That if it doesn't make you go, whoa, like I am in this world, look at this, then it's not going to work. Theseus.
Yeah, I mean actually, the funny thing is the static camera angles in Theseus were the worst part about it. When it followed Theseus over the shoulder was the best part. If the whole game was like that, following him through the river of blood, that was cool. And like into the cave with the spiders. Those were the moments that stand out for me. The rest of it I thought was garbage. I was like, oh man. And so yeah, over the shoulder is I think the way to go. I think I think some of those could really work. And I don't think that any developer is just going to like flip the switch and move on with their life. I think Sony's giving them the tools to say, hey, here's how easy it is to convert your game into VR. But if you want to make it something special, like take a few extra steps, and here's how to do a first person mode, and here's how to use the orb controllers, and here's how to do this, and here's how to do that. I think they're trying to make this as easy as possible for everybody. So that's just my perspective on it. Anything could be wait, did we get a clarification on Along Together? No, we didn't. Damn it. Okay. But anyway, Professor Lilith with the $3 tip says Sunday, November 14th, 2 p.m. Eastern, Rigs. I'll be doing something else.
Oh, Gabriel 004 said Prada. I loved Prada. I put 300 hours in that game. So
that wasn't over the shoulder though. That was more gauntlet style, right? Like kind of like isometric.
You could, yeah, that was more Diablo style, like far. But you could change the camera, but it's like you didn't want to use that because it sucked, like gameplay wise.
Oh, so they didn't do a great job of the camera.
It technically had it.
Okay.
Yeah, it also had a first-person view, but they just weren't very good.
Guys, just to clarify Professor Lilith's tip, make sure you join our Discord if you want to get in on the multiplayer meetup for Rigs on Sunday, November 14th, 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Professor Lilith, for always taking care of these. Join our Discord. Links in the description. Get in there. If you own Rigs and haven't had anyone to play with or against, Sunday apparently is the time that you get to do that.
Nice.
Hey, I haven't, dude. I don't know if I've ever gotten in on a multiplayer game of Rigs. I think every time I've played, it's been single player and no one else has been around. So maybe I'm missing out on. Maybe that's why I'm missing out on the fun, because everything I've done has been against either stupid AI or way too smart AI. Maybe. Yeah. We'll see. All right, man. Well, so I mean, the cats chimed in. The cats chimed in on the poll, and an overwhelming majority of them, I think like 70% or so, said that they don't expect to see it at the Game Awards. But I also think that a lot of them voted before we 63. Thank you. I was looking for the results. I think they voted before we really talked about it. I do think that if we voted again, I think the votes would be changed, because I think they might have been voting on will it be revealed at the Game Awards instead of will it be shown at the Game Awards. And I do think that Sony's going to double down, do something on their own, and then do something with the Game Awards. The only question in my mind is which one's going to come first, right? But we'll see. I'm excited, man.
I don't know. All we know is that we're likely to see it in December, and that would be great. And if they want PSVR2 to be successful, Brian, they got to get their marketing game right this time. And I think the technology will at least be there to support that. I think they pushed really hard, really early with PSVR when it was still experimental and wasn't ready for the mainstream spotlight. And, I think this from just the hardware alone, and then let the games flow, and it'll be magical.
Yeah, I think games 100%. Not only are we suddenly caught up from a controller standpoint and a headset standpoint to everything else that's out there, maybe even a little bit further ahead with the adaptive triggers, but there's also the element of PlayStation exclusives and the fact that you're going to be able to play these PlayStation exclusives on PlayStation VR and nowhere else, and also that. Again, there's going to be this huge focus on hybrid games that, again, probably won't be the deal on every other platform. Games are always what sell everything, right? You can have the best marketing on the face of the planet, but if you don't have great games, you're still going to be a fucking failure when it comes down to it, right? We've seen that so many times. A lot of people have bought a lot of expensive devices, and then after a year or two, it just fades into obscurity because there's nothing to play on it. So, I do think that it's recognizable IPs that are going to change PSVR 2, because we have so many great games on PSVR 1, but it's recognizable IPs over and over and over and over again. At the end of the trailer, you're going to see that PS5 VR logo, and that's going to change everything. Whew.
Let's do this, man. Let's do this. Love PSVR 2 talk, or PS5 VR talk, or NGVR talk.
Should we do it? We need a pizza bet on the name. Because I'm so convinced it's PS5 VR or PlayStation 5 VR.
Well, Brian, here's the thing. Whenever you're convinced of something, you usually have reason to believe that. You play dirty with your inside knowledge.
No, that's the thing, man. If you don't hear me talking about something, It's probably because I know the actual answer and I can't talk about it. Whenever I'm just like spouting nonsense and being like, it's going to be called PlayStation 5 VR, it's because I don't know shit about that.
Makes sense.
All right, man. Well, dude, there is a sale going on right now. There's actually 2 sales, right? Does this include games from both sales?
I only know of the one.
Which one is this?
Shout out to Duran fan. I don't know. I don't know which one it is.
All right,
but
well,
it is a sale that just happened today.
These games
It's
are
the
on
from
sale
today.
Okay.
So we're gonna blast through these real quick. Give the thumbs up, thumbs down, whether we recommend them or not. Starting with Brian, you ready?
Sure.
Ace Combat 7: Skies Unknown for $11.99.
Yes.
Big thumbs up.
Yeah.
Amazing game. Bound for $9.99. No.
Sadly, no. It's beautiful, but no.
But wait, Brain Beats for $10.49 or PS Plus $8.99.
It's like one of the worst games I've ever played. It's terrible.
No.
It's like wants to be Beat Saber. It's not.
Okay. But how about the Brain Beats DLC for $6.99? This game has DLC, bro.
This might be the one thing on the PlayStation Store in the VR section that I've never purchased because who the fuck cares? Big thumbs down. It's adding crap on top of crap.
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
Drunken Bar Fight for $10.19 or PlayStation Plus $8.49.
Listen, I just want to say something real quick here.
It's terrible.
Let's say something real quick. I'm just going to pop something up here. Boom. All right, there it is. Is Drunken Bar Fight on this top 10 list?
I don't think so.
It's not. Oh, well, you know what? I was going to say.
No, it's been off the top 10. It made a return like once or twice, but it's been off the top 10 for a while because many reasons.
I was gonna say it doesn't matter what we say because you're gonna fucking buy it anyway. I think that's actually the case. But still, thumbs down. This game is not fun. It's ridiculous.
Yep, it's terrible. Gun Club VR for $6.24 or with PlayStation Plus $4.99. Hells yeah. I'm with it, yo.
Yep.
Gun Club VR is amazing.
2 thumbs.
It's really fun.
Yeah, and also pick up the DLC for that too because the DLC adds a ton of stuff to it. It's good.
We've also got LA Noire, the VR case files for $14.99.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good price.
I'm going to say big thumbs up as long as you know what you're buying. It's not the full game. There's only a third of the missions there from the original game, so you can plow through it. I don't know, like what, 7 hours maybe?
Yeah, I'm going to go middle of the road here because I think it has some amazing qualities to it, but it also has some horrible pacing, and it also has some horrible immersion-breaking designs. But it also has some really fun moments and really cool things that it does.
It's an old PC VR game that got ported over to PSVR pretty unceremoniously, and it's fine for what it is. If you're sick of not having bigger games on PlayStation VR to play and you haven't played this one, you get into it, man. Just driving from location to location is a blast. Like the driving and that you're actually in an open city, open world, it's shockingly good. So yeah, I'm giving it a thumbs up, no questions.
Yep. Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams, $13.99. PlayStation Plus $11.99. Yeah,
this is like perfect 2. It's like, oh, I'm so sick of games that are like, get in here and relax with us. I'm like, you forgot to add a game. Like that, for me, that's just an excuse to say we didn't know what kind of game we wanted to make and we didn't have the talent to do it. So here's some environments that are really chill. Like, no, thank you, move on.
Yeah. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition for $19.99. Definitely a yes.
It's the Gold Edition, man. $20 for like the greatest thing on PlayStation VR times 10.
One of them.
Sure. I mean, it's by far and above the best game on PlayStation VR. No questions asked. Saints and Sinners, you can suck it in second place.
Question.
Yeah.
You said no questions asked, and I'm gonna have to challenge that.
Wipe out a mega collection for $8 instead of $20.
$8 for Wipeout? Good God! Everybody go buy this right now.
Yeah, big
it's
thumbs
amazing.
Up. It's
Wipeout is incredible.
That game is.
It's so awesome.
Stunning.
You want to see what PSVR2 looks like? Go buy Wipeout, a mega collection, and you get a glimpse into the future. Right?
Yeah, I guess. Loopy the Gamecat with the €5 says, can you also cover the November sale? I'm specifically curious about GT Sport with 50% off. No, we're going to cover this one, but since you asked, AJ, give us the dirt on GT Sport at 50% off. Is it worth it?
GT Sport 50% off. I'm guessing that means $9.99.
So, yeah.
I would say yes, but this is what you have to know about it: is that there's a limited VR mode. It's not the full game. The VR mode features a thing where you can race against one AI opponent or race against time trials. The cool thing about this is that it only starts you off with 3 levels, but then as you level up and you win races in those 3 levels, it ends up unlocking like 20 something, more than 20 different levels. Definitely a lot more than 20 levels. So that's the cool part about it. You can sink some serious hours into it. It has the best physics of any racer, and it is a pretty good looking game and a lot of fun. And yeah, and get the go-kart while you're at it. Go watch there's a 1-minute video that you watch in the settings, and it unlocks the go-kart. That shit's immersive as hell. Super cool. Yeah, gets my thumbs up for sure.
Nice. And then finally, we got Zone of the Enders, the second runner, Mars, $9 instead of $30. I'm gonna say yes.
If you want to experience a PS2 game in VR
Which we all
that
do.
has actually had some, it wasn't like this is a straight third-person port. It is a first-person game. And they did some cool things. If you like PS2 button mashers with flying around in a mech, then yeah, there's actually a lot of things to like about this game for sure.
We also have it on good authority. Not that I know this myself, but if you play on the hardest difficulty, you have to be more strategic, and the button mashing is less button mashy.
Yeah. It's pretty challenging on normal though, so
I think it's good. I do think that if you have love for the PS2 version, like, you're gonna love this. But I do think it feels very repetitive. It's like, these cool story cutscenes, and then you move to the next thing, and it feels like a wave shooter, and then you move to the next thing, it feels like a wave shooter. Story, wave shooter, wave shooter. But it's still it's great. I wish they had done this with more PS2 games, to be honest with you.
yeah.
All right, man, that brings us to the final segment of the show. If you guys are new to the show, and I don't see too many of you who are, but we always finish off the show with a little bit of PSVR 20 questions. That's where one of us, AJ, today, thinks of a PlayStation VR game, and then all of you in the chat and me have 20 yes or no questions to figure out what game he's thinking of. Ruh-roh. He's already in my head. Let me put 6 minutes up on the clock. AJ, do you have a game picked out?
I do.
Oh, damn. Well, is it hard mode or is it easy mode today?
Pretty easy.
Good. All right. Tornado's on my notepad here, where I take notes. You can stay there. It's fine.
I'm ready
it's fine.
to take
I'll
count.
move. Tornado's like, I'm not moving. I'm like, all right, I'll move. I'll be over here because she's right here. Okay, 6 minutes.
That cost you one question, by the way.
What cost me one question?
You said, is it hard mode or easy mode? I said it's pretty easy. That's one question.
Not a question. The timer wasn't even
It is.
started. Nothing starts until the timer starts. Timer started.
All right,
Does this have aim support?
it does not have aim support.
Okay. No aim. Can you command vehicles in this game?
Yes, you can command vehicles, kind of. Yeah.
Kinda command
Yeah. Sort of.
vehicles. All right, I think that's probably a hint here. This is one of my favorite questions. Has this developer made other PSVR games?
This developer has made other PSVR games.
All right, so that limits a lot. Let's see. We just had Final Assault like a week ago, so I don't think it's gonna be Final Assault again, guys.
No.
And AJ picked Final Assault, so
I did.
I think that's probably off the table.
Shit, I forgot the thing where I should pick a game I don't like. Damn it, I messed up.
What do
You know I like this game already.
Does this have move support?
It does have move support.
Okay, good.
That is question number 4.
All right. Is this game cartoony?
I'm gonna say yes. It's kind of cartoony.
Kinda cartoony. Well, that eliminates traffic jams. Whoever suggested that. Is there multiplayer of any kind in this game?
There is not multiplayer of any kind in this game.
No multiplayer. Okay.
What's up, Dave?
Um,
What up, homie Dave? Dave's stationed in the house tonight.
Now, AJ said he liked this, so it's not Kona.
Yeah, I don't like Kona.
Yeah. Is it first person?
It is first person, Brian.
Okay. First person. This is interesting, guys. This is interesting. I don't have anything. I got nothing on my radar right now. Let's see. Let's go over this. It supports the moves, but not the aim. You can kind of command vehicles in this. This developer has made other PSVR games. It's kind of cartoony. There's no multiplayer, and you do play in first person. Is it a licensed IP? That's a good question, Brax Pro.
It is.
It is a license.
Not
Oh, it is not a license.
a licensed IP. Sorry.
Is this game part of an established franchise?
No, it is not.
So it's not a sequel. It's not a prequel. It's not okay.
That was question 9.
Okay, hey, we're not doing too bad here. We've figured out a lot of stuff about this.
You've been burning a lot of clock, though.
Yeah, it's true, but we'll get there.
Feels like it, anyways.
Yeah, Just in Time is way too cartoony. That would not have given the kind of cartoony vibe.
I mean, to be fair, I'd probably call Just in Time kind of cartoony. Because when I think of cartoons, I think of like Bugs Bunny and stuff.
Well, now I'm really thrown for a loop. Does this game have teleportation mechanics? I'm sorry, only teleportation?
Only teleportation? No.
Okay. So
That was question number 10.
does seem like it's full locomotion. Is the primary thing you're doing in this game shooting?
Yes, I would say the primary thing you're doing is shooting.
Okay.
11.
All right. Oh, that's a good one, Flame Hat. Has it ever been in our top 25 list?
It has been in our top 25
Oh, we're
list.
getting there, guys. Top 25 list. All right. Yeah, Mortal Legacy is not kind of cartoony. I don't think Konami's made other VR games, other PSVR games, so I don't think it could be Zone of the Enders. Out of Ammo has multiplayer, so that's not a thing. It's not Borderlands. Frack doesn't have a teleportation mode, right? That's right.
I have no idea.
Would you consider this a wave shooter?
This is not a wave shooter.
Okay, not a wave shooter. All right, guys, we really got to make some decisions here. We only got 35 seconds left.
And you're on 13.
Are you using traditional weapons, handguns, machine guns, that kind of stuff? Or is
Yes, using traditional weapons.
Okay.
It's 14.
No multiplayer. Oh shit! I'm totally lost. Does this have? It's kind of cartoony. Wow, I'm so blanking right now. I just ran out of time. I couldn't think of anything. I really just
You couldn't think of anything?
I blanked entirely, man. And let's see.
Well,
let's see if anybody in the chat had something good here. It couldn't be Dick Wild because it's a blah 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 wave shooter.
Well, let me tell you, 3 people have already said it in the chat.
Was it Shooty Fruity?
And that would be Nick the Gamecat Howe, Justin Cassidy, and the other Ian Stanbridge, because the game is fracked. Did I mess up a question on fracked? I thought you were like nailing it down. Did I screw something up with that? I thought everything I answered was pretty accurate.
What vehicles are in Fracked? Oh,
You can, yeah. There's like the thing. That's why I said you kind of control, and it's that train that you like push the button to move it forward, and then it breaks, and then you climb out of it. Spoiler alert. Sorry. And then there's also like the little like mine cart thing, and
Yeah.
then there's like some other stuff. That's why I said you kind of control it.
I should have gotten that one. I certainly, dude, you don't even know. Like that was one of them where like, usually I'm like narrowing it down and I got a game in my head and I'm like trying to like, I think I was watching the chat a little bit too much.
The crane.
Old
Crane is a
Darth,
vehicle,
no,
right?
Frack does not have aim support. How cool would that be though? That'd be pretty cool. Very much
Yeah.
a two-handed game. Anyway, no, that was good, man. I definitely should have gotten that one. You answered all the questions perfectly. That was totally on me. And congrats to everybody in the chat who was trying to steer me in the correct way.
Yeah, they were onto it.
They were onto it, man. They were onto it. But all right, man. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us and watching another episode of PSVR Gamescast Live. This was a lot of fun. I'm so happy that we get to do this all the time with you. You make me so happy. You don't even know. I'm just fucking trying to be weird. Thank you, of course, to everybody who helps out making this channel run, all the moderators that not only work tirelessly over here, but over on Discord. Make sure you join our Discord. Links in the description below. Get in on that Song in the Smoke giveaway over there. And multiplayer meetup on Sunday. Don't forget, it's rigged. Thanks, Professor Lilith. Also, thanks, Miles Dyer, Jay Meow, and, of course, Sci-Fi Gamecat Henry puts all the timestamps in this. And this guy over here. If you don't already subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground, and if you don't know who he is, you should check out the thumbnail, man. His face is right there. Definitely subscribe to him. He does all sorts of great things. Just put up a new Dreams video. So if you like playing Dreams in VR, then he's got some recommendations for you. And man, they look fucking cool as shit, right?
Oh yeah, these dreams will blow your mind, Brian.
Grizzly Bear King with $5 tip says, "How does it feel being the best VR channel?" I'll tell you. It feels pretty
Well, let me
good.
tell you, I got this with Brian. It feels great.
Yeah.
Nothing but love every single day in and out. I'm just kidding. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
right.
Brian.
No one gives a shit about not reviewing Quest games or PC VR games. That's certainly never been a thing. But thank you, Grizzly Bear King. We love you very much.
Grizzly.
Thank you, everybody who donated during the show. Thank you, everybody who contributed to 20 questions. Thank you, everybody who joined the chat. And, of course, thank you, everybody who sat out there, watched the show, and didn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there. Numbers don't lie. We love you just as much. AJ, can I, Alberto Mapum, the El Game Gato, cue the cat?
You the gato, Brian, because I want to say see you guys on Friday to the Funner. PSVR says, let's go. One of my favorite lines ever. Some fat underground game cat. Ooh, he's got the spooky gone from his name, Brian. Brack Bro says, as always, in case I don't see you later, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Good night, good morning, and good afternoon to you as well, Brax. Gabriel 004, the lights to be out. Game Cat, wave to your stuff. Robert, the Game Cat in the house, says AJ definitely knows who you are, so it's only polite to know him too. I love you, Red. Neon Groove, oh yeah. Flame Hack, Game Cat, meow. Guys, on fist bump to you. Time to play with Game Cats. Yeah, the dream video AJ made with. Well, thank you. Time to play with Game Cats. I am glad you liked it. Dreams is amazing. I've got more dreams in the works that you guys can. It's gonna blow you away. It's so cool. Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat, thank you so much. You have a great night as well. X Pacer X, later to you, homie. Alberto Mapom, the Game Gato says, you the cat. Proud Dog. Hey, good to see you, Proud Dog. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. But good to see you again, old friend. All you are is history. Justin Cassidy, meow. Old Darth, later, homie. Genetic Blasphemy, the Reverse Engineer Game Cat. Get GT Sport, he says. You can download my custom raps. Oh, Genetic Blasphemy with the custom raps, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Keep it 500.
That's awesome.
Keep it 500. Distracted the Game Cat, Twitch the single player Game Cat. Guys, have a wonderful night. We will see you again on Friday.
Oh, I forgot to end the stream. Meow meow, everybody.
Right.